Hello friends and welcome back to the Outer Worlds. This is Jewel Smith and this is my second playthrough of the Outer Worlds. This time I am playing on hard difficulty instead of normal, and I'm skipping some things. I didn't bother picking up Ellie or fixing Sam or doing all of the little side quests and things, but we're trying to get to the DLC. I'm in no rush. I'm not trying to speed run it to the DLC, but we should be able to start doing the DLC after finishing this Monarch stuff. We are on Monarch. We have done several quests on Monarch, and we are in the middle of Radio Free Monarch and Canid's Cradle. I guess I could finish Radio Free Monarch by going and talking to Phineas. But I also want to wrap up this Canid's Cradle thing. I'm supposed to choose sides between the MSI, I think that's Monarch Stellar Industries or something like that, run by Sanjar, or going to side with Graham and the Iconoclast in Amber Heights. Now, I've been wearing Iconoclast armor this playthrough, and I'm leaning pretty hard into that faction. My first playthrough, I didn't really take sides anywhere. I just tried to be like the great negotiator everywhere I went and kind of stay neutral. I mean, be a good person, as good as I could be, but try to stay neutral. But this time I think I'm gonna... I've been kind of more into the Iconoclast stuff. But I have good reputation with just about everybody anyway. Monarch Stellar Industries likes me. Sublight likes me. Well, they revere me. Except the board. Because, you know what? Fuck the board. I didn't do a lot of stuff for any Cleo either. We went there, but I didn't do all the side quests and fetch quests and things. I think I ended up picking up a bunch of their research and trying to take it back to Gladys on the Groundbreaker to get the nav key, but then I decided to not buy the nav key from her. I thought I was going to be able to trade. Like, if I got all of the research and things from Annie Cleo's and took it to Gladys, she would give me the nav key, but she didn't. I mean, she paid me for some of the research, but then I still had to buy the freaking nav key, so I was like, nah, screw that. So I actually, like, just landed in Cascadia and ran to Stellar Bay, and it was fine. But anyway, the deserters aren't too keen on me. That's fine, whatever. I didn't do all of their side quests either, so... I don't know why Spacer's Choice likes me so much, but they do. The Boris Factory, I don't know what the deal is with them. I mean, I guess they don't like me because I turned their facility over to Sublight and I killed Clive Lumberg. But you know what? He is a nasty, creepy cannibal jerk, so I don't feel bad about that. But we are here in Amber Heights. This is the headquarters of the Iconoclasts, and I am going to go talk to, not Graham, probably Zora. I'm thinking that Zora is going to be waiting for me, because I found some information that proved that Graham was a jerk. And so we're going to go probably overthrow Graham right now. That's what's going to happen. Hello, Celtic Granny. Welcome to the chat room. How are you doing? Yeah, see, Zora's not in her medical facility. She's probably waiting for me in here. Yeah, there she is. This way. Hello, Zora.
Captain, we should chat.
Yeah.
Graham's got the right idea, but he isn't the right guy to execute it. I don't even think he's motivated by philosophism anymore. I think he's just guilt-ridden. I can't believe I'm even saying this, but I keep going over and over it in my head, and the only way I see the Iconoclast surviving is we depose him.
Okay, so I can say no, I'm not going against Graham, but I totally am. He's a jerk. And you'd run it in his stead? Or I'm with you there. Let's go talk to him. Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, whether you run it or not, I'm with you. Let's take him out. He allowed a bunch of Iconoclasts to be, or I don't know if it was Iconoclasts or just people who lived in Amber Heights. I think it was like the people who lived in Amber Heights before it was taken over by the Iconoclast. Anyway, he let in a bunch of marauders, but they were actually contractors. He had paid them to come in and pretend to be marauders and kill a bunch of people. And I think it's because then he could take over Amber Heights, right? But he, you know, a lot of innocent people got killed, and that's not good. So yeah, he's kind of a zealot and a murderer. So yeah, I'm with you. Let's go talk to him.
Okay. Deep breaths. This is what's best, Zora. Time to save Monarch.
Okay, let's go. Let's see how this goes down. You gonna go talk to him? Or do I have to talk to him first?
Captain, you must be back with the access codes to our new ship.
Graham, we need to talk.
We have work to do. This isn't the time for one of our spats.
If I say we aren't here to argue, we're here to act, that might like immediately trigger an attack. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm gonna say stand down, Graham.
Stand down? I'm afraid I don't understand, Captain.
You're running the Iconoclast into the ground, and I don't believe it'll get better after we take Stellar Bay. The troops take orders from me already, and you've brought me as far as you can down the eternal path. It's time to step down.
The troops? Listen to you. This isn't an army. They aren't soldiers. They're believers. Followers. They pick up a gun because you tell them to, not because they want to. And you, Captain, after all you've done for me, for us, you throw behind this mutinous blasphemer?
Yeah, because see, his deal too is that Zora's been handling all the like medical needs and supplies and things like that, and he's busy spending money on printing more pamphlets to try to convert people or whatever, and he's not taking care of the people that are already here. So that's also another reason why he's a bad leader. She's got the best interest of the Iconoclast at heart. You're about to take over a planet. You can't handle it. I just think she'll be a better leader. Let's get on with it, Zora. I think she'll be a better leader.
How can you say that, after all I've done for the Iconoclasts? They wouldn't be here without me. I built this movement from the ground up. I've brought freedom to Monarch, and all these years later, we're still free.
I joined because I believed that you were in it for the Iconoclasts. That you wanted nothing more than to bring freedom to Halcyon. That you were selfless. But I know the truth now, Graham. I know what happened in Amber Heights. You didn't start this movement because you wanted to save us. You wanted to save yourself.
No.
Those deaths are on your hands, Graham. You ran. You needed a clear conscience, so you ran. Can you guys hear the alarms outside? Every time I sit down to do a stream, there's a 3-alarm fire. I shouldn't laugh. It's somebody's misfortune, you know? But it's just, man, every day at 4 o'clock. Alright, you don't seek enlightenment, you just feel guilty. The deaths are on your hands, Graham. No amount of meditating will clean them.
I've spent years atoning for my sins. I've studied, meditated, taught. I built the Iconoclasts so that any man could cast away his past for a fresh start.
That's your answer, Graham? You needed a fresh start? After all those innocent lives? I'm sorry. I believed in you once. I did. But it's over. Stand down.
I won't. What happened back then was a mistake, and the colony has moved on. This is my movement. These are my people. If you want to lead them, you'll have to kill me.
I'm gonna say that isn't necessary, but he'll probably insist that it is. I remember in my first playthrough I had to kill him, so...
Please. Don't make me do this, Graham.
If this is where my path ends, I accept it. But as long as I draw breath, I will not abandon them.
So be it.
Heads up, boss! Everyone all right?
That's how we fucking do it.
Oh, dang, Zora. Did you hear her? She was like, that's how we fucking do it. Holy crud. Okay, that was a little cold. Like, you couldn't just put him in a prison or something, a holding cell, kick him out? Wow. Oh, look, there's a map of Monarch on the wall. Is it interactive? No, it is not, but it looks just like the one that's here. Look at that. Yep. All right. That's a bright green light. Yeah, Zora doesn't look too happy about it. They didn't really talk about. He's just a bad leader. Like I said, he wouldn't buy supplies. He'd send people out on dangerous missions and risk their lives for the cause. You know, so it wasn't just about like freedom. It was about his sort of, you know, tyrannical control over everyone and his single-minded obsession with his philosophy. I mean, it's a fine philosophy, but he went too far. Alright, Zora. What now?
Well, Captain, here we are. Killed a lot of people in the name of the Iconoclasts, and it never feels right. But this time, it's especially wrong. You've got the... Void held me. I'll never remember what that thing is called. The device from the ship. Do you have it?
Hold on, I was thinking you and Sanjar could join forces. Now, that's what I did in my first playthrough. Targeting module, here it is, let's finish this. Because the thing is I think that if I just give her the targeting module, they're going to attack Monarch Stellar Industries, and a lot of people are going to die. Which I don't want to see that happen, so I'm going to say this.
I've thought about it, but I think we're too far gone. Pulling Carlotta's support was crossing a line.
Ooh, I can use inspiration or persuasion. Don't have enough intelligence or perception. That's unfortunate. But Sanjar has corporate resources you could use to spread the message. How many of your believers are going to die for this? Yeah, I'm going to say that.
You've got me there. A fair few. We've lost a hell of a lot to this fight. Graham would never agree to this, but I'm starting to realize how often he led us astray. All right. If he's willing to talk, I'll give him a chance.
I know it's a long shot, but I'll try. Optional. Convince MSI and the Iconoclast to negotiate. Okay. Let's look around and see what's in here. Can I take any of this stuff? Can I read the computer? Files on the Halcyon colony. The board's lies. The board vastly overestimates their authority and grasp on power. Without the Earth Directorate's military might to back them up, they would not be able to maintain their life-draining grip on the colony's throat. That's interesting, because I don't think that they've actually... This is part of the, you know, spoiler alert, part of the plot of the game is that you eventually find out that the board hasn't been in contact with Earth for a while, and they don't know why. They don't know what happened. Like, they're not getting any messages or any supplies or anything from Earth. So they don't have Earth's Directorate military might to back them up now. They spread lies and misinformation to confuse and oppress the masses. Perhaps that's one of the reasons they have not allowed any colony ships since the Hope's disappearance. They've had 70 years to condition their good little workers to follow their directives unquestioningly. Their lies become more and more transparent as the years pass and will soon be too obvious for even the most deluded colonists to see. The oppression must end. A man from Byzantium told us of an acquaintance who had been arrested for carrying philosophist texts. Not teaching, not evangelizing, just carrying. They oppress any truth that threatens their corrupt structure. Is this what we want? Do we want to live in a society where we can be sent to Tartarus for our beliefs? No. Their workers' minds are poisoned, their will shackled, their dreams hamstrung. This can stand no longer. We must tear this entire regime down. The dangers of a corporate society. I hope to someday publish a greater work in which I can more expansively lay out what is so clear to me, that our society's obsession with a corporate-run life has stifled and crippled humanity's ability to grow. Alas, for now I can only collect my scattered thoughts into this barely functional machine. In my younger and more vulnerable days, I bought into the attraction of a corporate ladder, a measured, quantifiable way with which to judge oneself against one's peers. It provided motivation and meaning. Yet my spirit longed for more than just a paycheck. It yearned to reach out and connect with my fellow man. It sought a connection. It sought kin. It sought a familial unit. The corporations claim that they are a familial unit, but they treat us like pets. We beg for scraps at the table, and if they are so kind as to drop one, we praise the ground they tread on, while they usher us into kennels called homes. We attach ourselves to contractually obligated familial units, strangers to whom we share no more connection than the employers seeking to empower themselves by our unions. We bear children out of obligation to our executives who demand a constant workforce. We slave away in the vain hope that someday we too will be like those executives, until the day we die and are processed, burned, and filed away as another tick on a human resources paperwork. We have built ourselves into a cold, unthinking, efficient machine, and in doing so have abandoned all the warmth humanity is capable of. I weep for us all. Wow, that is a lot to think about. That right there is where the game crosses far into reality. I mean, this game is a very, lighthearted, funny, haha parody of corporations and capitalism, but wow, that is just, that gives a person a lot to think about. Alright, Sanjar and the betrayal of his truth. I often recall my former friend who once sought to dismantle the corporations, as I still do. When he took ownership of our corporation, I held him in such contempt. I called him a coward, a betrayer. He was becoming the very thing we hated. Now I'm not so sure. Recently I've come to accept that his heart was more closed than mine. I cannot expect every man to be able to open himself to the eternal truth as I have. Some are just not capable. And so it is a tragic thing. Tragic that he is weaker than I'd hoped, that he cannot fight for a cause. I can empathize with tragedy. Should the day come when the metal of our spirits clash against one another, that empathy will shield me from guilt. Like the board, he now stands across our path, arms crossed, stubbornly resistant to the eternal truth. Like the board, he spreads, nay celebrates, the poison that cripples our society. Like the board, his stubbornness will only blind him to his inevitable fall. Tragic. Yeah, Sanjar, he runs Monarch Stellar Industries, and he broke with the board to go independent. That's not working out very well for them. So he's trying to get back on the board, but his thing is that he wants to kind of work within the system but make it better. Like, I don't think he dislikes the system itself, he just dislikes the people who are running it. And I've been doing a bunch of quests for him and getting information and dirt basically on the board, so that he can reveal to everyone what's really going on and the shitty things that the board's been doing, and to try to get on the board himself so that he can make things better. So, it's like I can kind of relate to both sides. Sanjar wants to do what's right, but he wants to do it from within the framework that already exists. And then Graham is like, no, fuck that. The problem is the framework, and we need to tear it all down. But Graham was going too far. He was risking way too many lives. Lots of people had died because of him, and he wasn't taking care of the basic needs of the people that were relying on him now. So, because he was just too focused on his philosophies and stuff and his vision. So, yeah, wow, this is such a good story. It's so well written. Okay, let's see. We've got some files on the iconoclast. Let me read this here. Welcome to Graham Bryant's personal conglomeration of notes, theories, and findings regarding philosophism and how it informs our lives. Okay, so let's look at the iconoclast. Personal thoughts regarding Zora. For someone who is so committed to the iconoclast way, I feel that Zora is slipping off the true path. More and more often I fear her attachment to the materialism of our oppressors sways her decisions, more than the search for the guiding truth that will save us. She often tells me that our people are hungry. I agree. Their spirits long for fulfillment, a much more powerful power than any pang of an empty gut. Yeah, but dude, if you're not taking care of your people, then you're not going to have people around to, like, continue your movement and message. I mean, I don't usually quote the Bible. It's not my thing, but, you know, I do like parts of it. And there's this one part where Jesus says that by their fruits you will know them. How do you tell if someone's good or evil? You look at what they manifest. You look at their actions. You look at what happens as a result of their actions. You know, are they helping people? Are they hurting people? You know, a good tree bears good fruit. An evil tree bears evil fruit, right? Meaning, like, if you're rotten, you're not going to have, you know, yummy apples. You're going to have shitty apples. So you can't look at what people say, you have to look at what they do. And if people are following your philosophism and the result is that they're starving or dying, that's not good fruit, you know? So you gotta re-examine your priorities and your philosophy there. In my opinion, anyway. That's just me. Teaching notes. Of all the things to motivate a person, I'm finding freedom has been the most powerful. Many of them still remember being slaves to the corporate structure. Recalling those painful memories lights their fire anew. A man from Fallbrook stopped through on his way to Stellar Bay. After thumbing through our pamphlet, he asked me how we can survive without money. I found an appropriate metaphor in gas masks. When clearing a mantis swarm nest, we wear masks to ward off poisonous fumes. Even after the nest is cleared, the fumes may remain for some time, thus we wear the masks until we are safe to breathe. Until the very last dregs of our poisonous corporation society are gone, the attachment to bits will remain. Though their use is uncomfortable, and though they stifle our spirit just as the masks are ill-fitting and limit our vision, we must persist with them until we can cast them aside. Okay. Shifting priorities. As our numbers grow, I find that more and more of our population turns to the written word of my pamphlets. This dude is just way too obsessed with his freaking pamphlets. I mean, he has a whole quest where you have to go and, like, restart his printing press, and there's a bunch of people that he sends over there that are getting a bunch of trouble, and it's very dangerous, and he's spending money on buying new rollers and all this stuff. I mean, I get it, but okay. I mean, don't they have broadcast and news waves and serials and things? Like, why does he have to print pamphlets? I'm happy to continue making them, but I must find a more efficient way to print and distribute this reading material. I wonder if that old printing press might be convinced to run again. Wouldn't that be something? To return to my duties as editor in a publication, only this time of my own control, and not stifled by rules and regulations of style guides and grammar books. Nobody will tell me where to put a comma. I'll put them where they belong, as decreed by the eternal truth. Yeah, alright, so he's just like... I mean, I get that, you know, a free press is necessary to a free society, but he's just a little too focused on his particular ego project and not the needs of everyone in his community. And that's fine if you're not a leader, you know, and you have, everybody has their niche, everybody has their thing, their pet project, or their thing that they want to work on, and that's great. But if you're the leader, you can't be sacrificing everyone else's needs to your own ego projects. It's just not a good idea. Alright. Let's go on. What else do we have here? Access files on the universe. Oh, hey, hi, Stella. Welcome to the chat room. I'm reading this interesting terminal here. This is Graham's terminal. Zora just shot him. And she's taken over the iconoclasts. Files on the universe. Influence drift. When I realized the truth of philosophism, I immediately wondered, how can I be the first to recognize the poisonous spiral that has shaped our society? Then one day I was talking to, of all people, Huxley. Oh, I think Huxley is the young woman that we saved from, she was trapped in a behind a locked door. I want to say in a vault, but it was like on the second floor of a building. She was trapped behind a sealed door. She once lamented that she'd like nothing more than a pet canid. I confess to know very little about animal behavior, as I am much more concerned with the animal that is mankind. Oh my god. This dude needs a podcast, seriously. But I stressed that I didn't think such a thing was possible. She let it go, but some weeks later Zora reported the strangest thing, stories of a marauder with a canid follower. I don't know if it had been cited here on Terra too, but I immediately thought of Huxley and her reckless, wild imagination. I wondered if she had told other people, and if word had spread of the possibility until it wriggled its way into the mind of marauders somewhere. Ideas are insidious. If even a marauder, mindless husk that it is, can be convinced of an idea, there must be hope for the workers of this colony, poisoned as they are against the eternal truth. If we can shout so loudly that the truth inches its way into the collective consciousness, I am confident it will spread to the rest of the cosmos. Now, it's funny that they refer to marauders as mindless husks. And in many of the quests I've done in this game, they do often reference, like, oh, you're able to have a coherent conversation. You're obviously not a marauder. Like, they say a lot of lines like that. But I don't really understand why the marauders... I mean, yeah, okay, the marauders are shooting at innocent people and trying to steal stuff, but... I mean, are they really a whole lot different than the iconoclasts? My impression of the marauders was that they were people who are outside the corporate structure, who have chosen to not be part of the corporate structure. Like, in Edgewater, there's a bunch of marauders that I can hunt down and bring their fingers back to the constable, but like every one of them was like formerly a resident of Edgewater who, for various reasons, decided they didn't want to work there anymore. And it's like, if you don't want to work for the corporations, you don't have a lot of choices, especially if you're, you're stuck on Edgewater and you can't, like, fly to Monarch and join the iconoclasts or whatever. So, like, are the marauders really any worse than the iconoclasts? I mean, the iconoclasts were going to attack MSI and kill a bunch of people so they could take over. How's that different from the marauders attacking people walking on the roads or whatever? I mean, it just... It's just kind of interesting that the iconoclasts, because of their lofty ideals and Graham's, philosophies, they've elevated themselves above thinking that they're like the marauders or whatever. But are they really? I mean, and I'm saying that as a person who, I have sympathy for the marauders. I mean, I actually feel like this game, it is kind of it's kind of unfortunate that you can't befriend the marauders, that you can't be a marauder or at least talk to the marauders, like the ones that were formerly residents of Edgewater. All you can do is go and shoot them and take their fingers. Like, you can't go and talk to them and be like, hey, why did you leave Edgewater? It's not a faction, it's just another pop-up target, unfortunately. Even though the backstory of the marauders makes them more interesting than that. Anyway, suppression of the truth. It is very difficult to face the eternal truth, that everything happens for a reason, that life and everything in it is the will of the cosmic consciousness, can be a terrifying one. Well, wait a minute. How is that very different from scientism? Because the other religion in this world is scientism, and that's the idea that everything unfolds according to the plan, and that the great architect created the universe and everything in it, and that everything happens the way it's supposed to. I mean, so you change the names, call it the eternal truth instead of the grand plan, and, call it the universe instead of the architect. He's basically saying the same thing. There is an urge among us all to control the parameters of one's life. The urge is so powerful that it suppresses the eternal truth simply by existing. Mankind has not shed the weight of its own shackles, and so I find that spreading philosophism is unnecessarily difficult. But the universe cannot suppress it forever. Biology changes, creatures adapt and evolve. We overcome our urges for the better of our species. Someday our minds will be born more open to this idea. Until then, I must not abandon hope. Because I thought the whole idea of philosophism was like the opposite of scientism. That things are not predetermined and they don't have to happen for a reason. And that, you know, that thinking that everything is the way it's supposed to be and happens for a reason just perpetuates the dependency on the corporations, perpetuates the tyranny of the corporations. I thought that the iconoclasts were against that. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not understanding it very well. But, okay. I guess we've read everything on the terminal. That's a lot of food for thought. What else is in here? Oh, that's all steel, steel, steel. Can't have. Aww. Nothing in the fridge. Okay. Oh, hey guys. Excuse me. Pardon me. Ooh. Captain Sandwich. Alright. Let's go talk to Sanjar. Welcome relief, huh? What is this one? Glacial age water bottled at the purest source. I love all the... I know I've said this before, but I love the artwork in this game. Drink efficiently. Rocky Mountain Algae Lager. Clot form serum? What the heck? I don't think I've ever found that in the game. Iconoclast agitator. Are you selling things?
As you were.
Oh, I guess not. Okay. There's a 0G brew sign. An ale that's good for what ails you. Ooh, what's this? Ground Woolly, the Forever Beef. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Trying to get a good look at the sign. Huh. Not 100% digestible, it says in the top left corner. Oh my gosh. Alright. This way for a 0G brew. Alright. We should be able to just fast travel over there. Come on. Look at that. I'm trying to get on that one in the middle and it doesn't. It just keeps clicking over to the others. Okay. Fast travel to Stellar Bay. Whee! And now we have a loading screen. So let's ask a movie trivia question. Which 1980s movie was set in Hill Valley, California? I'll give you a multiple choice. A, Back to the Future, B, E.T., C, The Goonies, or D, Jurassic Park. Oh, I still already got it in the chat room. Back to the Future. Yay! Point for Stella. Alright, let's go talk to Sanjar. But let's save first. Celtic Granny says, Brat, your fingers are faster than mine. Did you mean brat or drat? Either way it works. Hello, Sanjar.
If the iconoclasts reach that ship first, there won't be any chance for a peaceful monarch.
You sure about that?
I don't suppose you've found the targeting module yet. I've sent patrols, but they're running into trouble with the iconoclasts.
Could you agree to a truce with the iconoclasts? Yeah, let's just go there.
They're all mad. And what's more, they left us. I don't see any way for us to work together.
Dude, if you don't, they're gonna come for you. I read your review, Sanjar. You can't do this alone.
Not this again.
Remember what we practiced, sir.
Yes. The words in those reviews were very hurtful, but they do not define me. I am a mantipillar, and my will is my cocoon. I can emerge and become whatever I wish.
The words in those reviews are very hurtful. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. You're good with details, but you could use someone who sees the big picture. The people who wrote your reviews are the same type of people you'll deal with on the board. Pull your head out of your ass, Sanjar. Don't screw this opportunity up over your wounded pride. Oh, that's what I want to say. I'll say this one. People who wrote your reviews are the same people you'll deal with on the board.
I hadn't thought of it that way. Perhaps you have a point. Supposing you're right, who exactly would you have me work with? The iconoclasts are not the most compromising sorts.
Zora leads the iconoclast now. What about her? Yeah, how did things get so bad between you and the iconoclast? Let's hear that.
How do these things ever start? Once upon a time, Graham and I saw the same problems with MSI. A rigid corporate structure with no regard for its people. But, where I wanted to reform MSI, he only wanted to take it apart. As if starving in the wilderness is somehow better than starving under corporate mismanagement. He wouldn't be a reason.
Maybe?
I doubt any of his successors will either.
I mean, you know. Yeah, I can see both sides. Zora leads the iconoclast now. What about her?
That's an interesting suggestion. I confess I don't know much about her except that she worked for Rizzo. I'd be willing to consider it, but I need to see her review first.
Oh, well, I already have Zora's review. I found it on a terminal in Cascadia.
Very well. I can't promise anything, but let's see what we have here. Well, it seems like she's actually very qualified. All right. I'll have Celia organize a meeting in neutral territory, the old OSI church in the ruins. Meet us there, and we'll discuss terms.
Okay. All right. I got some XP. Ooh, that's a pretty graphic, isn't it? Okay, so now what? What do you have in our journal? Zora and Sanjar are meeting in the OSI church outside Stellar Bay Southern Gate. Meet them there to help establish peace. Okay. Let's go have a negotiation. And we'll ask another question. Which scientist was portrayed by Eddie Redmayne in the movie The Theory of Everything? Oh, Celtic Granny says, I don't mean anything by calling you Brat. That's my pet name for my friends. Yeah, I use that one too, actually. I picked it up. My mom always used it. You little brat. But, you know, like, said affectionately. Of course, she also used you little turd, too. And I still use that with my kids. I'll call them brats. Hey, brats. Or turds. You little turd. Get over here. But yeah, brats is what I call my kids a lot. Just like collectively. Be like, what are we going to feed the brats tonight for dinner? Or something like that. Yeah. Usually when we come out here, there's critters or marauders or something. But I guess because they're having their discussion here, their negotiations, so there's no enemies. Okay. Oh, there's an iconoclast and an MSI commander standing guard out front. That's pretty cool. Celtic Granny says, so did mine. My mom called me a tick turd. Oh my gosh, I haven't heard that phrase in ages. We used to use that. Yes. I don't remember where it came from, but like I'm thinking all the way back in the 80s, I remember people using that phrase. I had friends that would use that phrase, and for some reason there was another saying we used that was turkey squirts. So like we would say, I know that sounds ridiculous, but we would say, you know, tick turds and turkey squirts as like a little phrase in the 80s. I don't know why. That's so funny. I don't know why well, turkey squirts is like green apple quick step, you know, when you eat something bad. Ooh, what's this? I can has it. I will pick it up. What about this? I can has that too. Alright, here we go. We've got Sanjar here. And we've got Zora here. Oh boy. I should probably save in case this doesn't go well, even though I've already gone through this once before in my first playthrough. Alright.
Hey.
Here we go.
Thanks for coming.
Sure.
I wish I'd had more time to prepare a proper analysis on the costs and benefits of your proposed union, but I suppose we'll have to improvise.
Alright, that's the spirit.
Gotta admit, I really thought I was walking into a trap here. I'm ready.
We're here to see that the negotiations go smoothly.
Sanjar, Stellar Bay's got food and walls. And my people need both. If you'll have us, we're willing to share the space.
Do you have any idea what that would cost? Why, drawing up the budget alone is going to take weeks.
You don't have weeks. Zora's ready to storm the city right now. What if the iconoclast supported your supply lines? If you're going to drop a budget, I'd appreciate a paycheck. Now I'm going to say the one in the middle. What if the iconoclast supported your supply lines?
Not good enough. I need to move a fair amount of my people into the city. We need shelter, Captain.
What, Amber Heights isn't shelter enough? I can persuade. I'm not saying live outside, just help out in the wilderness once in a while. Or intimidate. Being stubborn about this isn't going to get you anywhere. At least that'd be better than nothing. I'm sure you can find a way to make it work. I'm going to use persuasion.
Suppose some of our healthier folk could offer aid. Some of us need to stay in the city proper, though.
I don't see why that couldn't be accommodated.
Truly, a compromise? I'm not sure I'd ever have heard as much from Graham.
Graham was a murderous fiend. And I'd be shocked if you didn't already know that.
Ooh. Something tells me Sanjar didn't know. I don't think Sanjar would have hurt anyone if he knew he didn't agree to it. Careful, Zora. Graham was Sanjar's friend. I don't think Sanjar would have hurt anyone. I'm going to say that.
Void take his agreement. He stood by and let it happen.
This feels like one of those times when everyone at headquarters but me is laughing at something, but you two aren't laughing.
Amber Heights, you haulhead. 10 years ago, Graham had all those people killed.
What? That's not possible. Even for him, that's going too far.
Oh, wasn't it convenient how they all died just after blocking your proposal? You must have been... Hey, I'm going to say we found correspondence between him and the pirates, because we have proof. Let's go there.
That means... I had no idea, I swear. Look, we were both fed up with corporate leadership, but I never guessed he'd do something like that.
Mr. Nandi says he don't know a thing. I say we take his word for it.
You can't take bureaucrats at their word. You back someone into a corner like this, and they'll say anything to get out of it.
Okay, I can tell Zora to take it back a notch. You're here for your people, not the past. Sanjar, you're a leader. That means taking responsibility. Is this going to take much longer? I have places to be. Dang, we got sirens again. Sanjar is a leader, and that means taking responsibility, but I hope that doesn't mean he's going to get shot. I mean, in Far Harbor, in Fallout 4, I was like... I remember telling... Oh my gosh, who the heck was the robot guy, the leader of the synths? The alternate Valentine. I can't remember his name. But I remember telling him, you gotta take responsibility because you're the leader and you gotta go and face the people in Far Harbor. And he did, and then they killed him. Which, you know, I think he had it coming, but it wasn't what I intended. I hope they don't kill Sanjar here.
Very well. I suppose my ignorance is no excuse. I knew Graham for years. I should have done my due diligence and known exactly who I was working with. Surely you know what that's like.
Yeah, I do. Okay, if you're willing to house and supply some of us, I'll have our more capable soldiers help out.
Now I'll get out. Alright, I'm going to say, glad to hear it. I'm hopeful. Now hug it out. I'm going to say it.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I'll need to sign a physical contact waiver first.
Thanks for coming out, Sanjar. I, guess I'll see you at Stellar Bay.
Never doubted you for a minute, boss.
Oh, thank you, Felix. I love Felix's faith in me. It's so endearing. Oh, I got bit cartridge and soft speaker. What the heck is soft speaker? Is that a perk? Or is it a weapon? Oh, it's probably a weapon. Ah, yes, I remember this now. Walk softly and carry a big stick. That's what... Yeah, this is the big stick that a soft speaker carries. There you go. Is it walk softly or talk softly? I always get that mixed up. Maybe it's talk softly. Yeah, speak softly. Okay, speak softly and carry a big stick. Big stick diplomacy refers to President Theodore Roosevelt's foreign policy. So, be cool, but, you know, be ready to throw down. Or as what does he say in Outlaw Josie Wales? There is steel in my words, because there is steel in my pistols. Something like that, right? Alright, so we got this now. How does this compare to Vicar Max's? He's got one. Telescoping staff. Firing noise minus 90%. Well, this isn't... it's not a projectile weapon. Intimidate plus 10. 343... Yeah, this probably won't do as much damage. This is more meant, I think, for me to carry. Does it affect the firing noise of all of my weapons? That's kind of strange. Alright. Well, anyway. We got it. I think we've already looted this place. Yeah. And there was a skeleton over here that had a top hat on, but we already gathered it. Yep. Yep. Okay. So now what? We have Radio Free Monarch, the main quest. We have some stuff back in Edgewater. We have a satellite station, space station, that we can go and check out for Lilia. I thought we already went and talked to Hiram. I don't remember. Maybe I gotta have Nyoko with me in order to do that one. Alright. So what do we do? Space station. Alright, let's go. Let's go talk to Phineas. I think once we talk to Phineas, then we'll be done with Radio Free Monarch, and then the DLC may start. Ooh, are we ready to do that? Can I fast travel here, please? Fast travel. Oh, jeez. Do I have to, like... Alright, now let's try fast traveling. There we go. Will the depravity never cease? Monarch Stellar Industries reveal their true colors. MSI joins forces with iconoclast radicals. Ah, we're getting that loading screen card because of the way we just completed that quest. I think if we had done it differently, it would be a different version of that loading screen. And that's something that's really interesting about this game, is that the different loading screens seem to be related to what you do in the game. It's pretty cool. Welcome back, Celtic Granny. Alright. Let's activate Radio Free Monarch. Let's go talk to Phineas. And let's read a mini mystery. These are courtesy of Clarendon's Mystery Tonic 1-Minute Mysteries. The case. After a long night of travel, Pierre finds himself in a strange land. He does not recognize any of the words that the people speak, and he wanders through the land. He does see lots of water, lots of shops, and a beautiful mermaid. Where is Pierre? These are strange little think outside of the box mysteries. Did we get an answer to the scientist portrayed by Eddie Redmayne on the theory of everything? Celtic Granny says, hey Jewel, can you drink the tea you sent? Did I send tea? Oh, you mean the one that you got for the, I was thinking of the Halloween stuff. Oh, yeah. The one that you got for the teacup. The one that came with the teacup from the teacup game giveaway? Yeah. That's just regular tea I bought at the store. You can probably look it up online and get more information about the company. I thought the box was really pretty. And it would go well with the teacup. Sorry, I was like thinking about Halloween stuff and I was like, did I send tea with the Halloween stuff? And then I remembered. Yeah. Yeah, it should be. I mean, I just bought it. There should be an expiration date on the package, but, you know, I bought it right before I did the giveaway. I bought it at the store. At Harris Teeter, I think is where I got it. Might have been Publix. Might have been Whole Foods. Those are the 3 stores I usually shop at. So. Alright.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Thank you, Ada. I don't think I have to repair anything. We didn't get in any...
The repairs...
We didn't get in any scrapes, did we? And I don't think I have anything to mod. Well, I suppose I could mod this impact hammer for Parvati, but I never take her anywhere. Alright. Tinker. Can we tinker with anything? What does it cost? Let's see what we can do with soft speaker. We got some bits to spend. Alright, we got it up to 362. That's pretty good, right? Well, I don't know. I could improve this even better. Well, a little bit better. 362. Yeah, we could give it to Nyoka. That seems more like her speed. She doesn't talk softly, though.
Station is currently idle.
I don't think we have anything better than, what was I saying, 365 or thereabouts? This is what Nyoka came on the ship with. It'd be pretty funny to give one of my followers the mandibular rearranger and watch him whack. We were talking about that the other day. I was saying it might be fun to give my followers all of the science weapons and see what happens. And just kind of sit back and watch all of the bizarre effects. Oh, I got a couple of these. Let's put these away. These mods will add up. Each one weighs half a pound. And I didn't realize, but I was carrying around like 50 pounds or more of this these mods. I thought I had a bunch of... Oh, maybe I stored them in here. I did. Okay. Wrong one. Okay. All right. I'm probably carrying around a ton of food items too. I can scroll through without opening the thing. Oh my gosh! How did I not figure that out already? Hey, Gentugo, welcome to the chat room. Granny says, I'll try it. I love tea. Good, good. Oh, I just love that little teacup, too. Was that too adorable? I used to have a teacup collection, but I don't remember why I got rid of it. I think when we moved, we were moving from one town to another, and I just didn't feel like packing them all up or something. I don't know. I still have a few. Celtic Granny saying Food Lion. Yeah, there's not one near me. Right across the street from where I live, we have a Publix and a Harris Teeter. So they're like literally within walking distance. And then Whole Foods is just down the street. But I don't think there's a Food Lion anywhere near me. I'm trying to think. Yeah, Harris Teeter is very popular in my town for some reason. There's like, I read somewhere that we had the largest number of Harris Teeters per capita of like any city in the nation or something. There's so many Harris Teeters here. Oh, your grandson's getting scared. Playing Walking Dead in the VR. Yeah, well, there used to be when I lived before we moved. I was in another city, and we had like 3 Food Lions right by our house. Like I could literally go and like go slightly north, slightly east, slightly south, whatever, and there was like within a mile there was a Food Lion or something. I mean, there was, yeah, I don't know why, but we were at the intersection of 3 Food Lions. But yeah, then when we moved, it was no Food Lions. All right, we are gonna go talk to Phineas and finish up Radio Free Monarch. Let's see what happens.
We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain.
Yep, there it is.
Still in one piece. Shall I congratulate myself, or would you like to do the honors?
Good deal, Ada. Oh, and I think Stella got the question. Hawking. Yes, Stephen Hawking was the scientist portrayed by Eddie Redmayne in The Theory of Everything. Point for Stella. But we still have the mystery. After a long night of travel, Pierre is in a strange land. He doesn't recognize the words people are speaking. He sees a lot of water, a lot of shops, and a beautiful mermaid. Where is Pierre? Alright, Phineas. Let's chat, my dude.
I'd clap you on the shoulder if I weren't behind a wall of bulletproof glass.
Oh.
I don't know how you did it.
Thank you for the bits.
Hiram Blythe just sent me everything I needed. According to Hiram's message, Minister Clark has ordered a suspicious amount of dimethyl sulfoxide. It's almost as if he's hoarding the colony's remaining supply. Typical elitist. Hoarding supplies during a time of scarcity. Once I have those chemicals, we can revive the Hope's colonists and put some decent people in charge. So, good news. You're going to Byzantium and stealing those chemicals. Exciting.
Okay. What's so important about the chemicals? Well, they're the chemicals he needs to wake everyone up on the Hope. He used up the last of his supply, waking me up, so he needs more to wake everyone else up. Okay, so what's the deal about Minister Clark?
Aloysius Clark, Minister of Earth. Virtually every colony requires the presence of a Minister of Earth. Clark is complicit in every one of the board's crimes. Whenever the board issues some new decree, you'll find Clark's signature on the dotted line.
Now, he just said every colony requires a Minister of Earth, and we are in Halcyon colony, so that implies that there are other solar systems with colonies besides Halcyon. We were talking the other day in the chat room about what they would make the second game about. So they could in theory have the second Outer Worlds game set in another colony, not in Halcyon. Okay. Clark is complicit for these chemicals. Alright, just tell me what to do.
Ah, yes, the details. I'm not about to ask you to rampage through Byzantium trading bullets with the board's agents.
Have done that, though.
To subterfuge. Carmen Imagawa. She's my contact in Byzantium. Meet her at the docks. She'll have all the necessary intelligence you require.
Whoa, that's a lot of XP.
I'm giving you my old nav key.
57,000.
You'll need it to land in the Golden City. Remember, you're looking for dimethyl sulfoxide. Big green bubbling vessel with a warning label. I'll take as much as you can find.
Okay. Yeah, so I was saying I did go rampaging through Byzantium in my previous playthrough. I think there might even be a highlight video of that on my Outer Worlds playlist. I think it's because I got mad that fashion designer lady got killed, and I ended up shooting a bunch of guards, and then my companions were like, oh, are we shooting up the place? Cool. And they started shooting everyone, and it just went crazy. So it actually wasn't that big of a deal, though. I mean, you kill the guards that are in the Byzantium area that you're allowed to be in, and then that's pretty much all that happens. I mean, it was fine. But anyway, yeah, let's not do that, I guess. Anything I should know about this Carmen Imagawa?
You can trust her if that's what you're asking. Imagawa is the finest special agent in Byzantium that money can buy. My money, anyway.
Okay. There was something else I wanted to talk about.
Of course. What's on your mind? Absolutely. Let's talk.
Do you ever leave your lab?
Oh, goodness, no. I wouldn't survive 10 seconds in the blackness of the aether. Well, no, I imagine I'd last at least 12 seconds before I'd lose consciousness and die of hypoxia.
That's not what I meant. Do you have some kind of life outside your work?
Life outside work? No, of course not. My life is my work. For that matter, everyone else's lives are also my work. An entire colony's worth of lives are at stake. It's up to me, up to us to set things right. To answer your question, I'd rather stay right here in my lab. There's too much work to be done. The Hope's colonists won't revive themselves, you know.
Why are you so obsessed with reviving the Hope's colonists? Well, I think that's obvious. because they are human beings who should be revived, not just left to drift for 70 years. But let's see what he says.
Because we've lost our way, the board has a stranglehold over this colony, and we've all been conditioned into total obedience. The Hope is full of specialists, scientists, engineers, talented individuals like you, people who haven't been corrupted by the board. Unfortunately, the Hope's colonists have been frozen for decades, well past your shelf life, so to speak. No offense.
Yeah, but you revived me, so you must have solved the problem.
Ah, you begin to perceive the truth. Yes, according to the board and their narrow-minded scientists, you should be a pile of organic sludge right now. 10 years. That's how long the average human can remain in hibernation. You were frozen for decades. In theory, you never should have survived the revival process. But the conventional theories are wrong. You're living proof that it can be done. There's yet hope for the Hope. Get it?
I'm glad to hear that. Everyone on the Hope is depending on us.
We'll do our very best to save them all.
Aww.
I'd best get back to work. Oh, I can feel my last dose of caffeinoid fading.
Ooh, I leveled up. Hey, George Perez, how you doing? Welcome to the chat room. Gentiugo is saying, I am not too happy with Overwatch 2. It's heavily monetized. They take the fun out of games. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of negative feedback about Overwatch 2. That's unfortunate. I know people who really enjoyed playing the first Overwatch. Oh, Celtic Granny says Venus. Is that your guess for the mystery? Well, I will give you a hint. The mystery cards come with hints. Pierre is in Europe. And the mermaid that Pierre sees is a statue. I don't know if that'll help. But where's Pierre? Ooh, it's me and my crew. Don't we look cool? I should change into my eye patch. There we go. And then we can do idle camera. Hey, look at us. Vicar Max is giving me the eye. Yeah. You know what's up.
Ready when you are.
Oh, really? Okay. Okay. I think we've already searched everything here. Oh, well, I guess we didn't search that. I'll take that. Examine. Scribbled note. Reminder. Mop up melted pig. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember who was saying this the other day. Maybe it was one of you guys. Someone was saying that you should be able to sell the science weapons to Phineas, but he didn't have any dialogue options for that. Scribbled note reminder, 14. Remember at this time, absolutely vital. 14, 14, 14. Okay. Yeah, I didn't think he did. I didn't remember it from the first game, but I don't know, maybe it was added, you know, I figured maybe it was added by the DLC or something, you know, could be. But nope, doesn't seem to be an option. Maybe later in the game? Maybe after I finish the DLC, there'll be an option to sell him some of the science weapons or something? Don't know. Reminder, obscure body in the SK system. Okay. What's this one say? Reminder, buy ladder. Okay, why? What do you need a ladder for here, dude? Ooh, pick up poster. Alright, I will. That should show up in my ship somewhere. Alright. Oh, there's another note. Were these notes here before? I don't remember them when we looked around the lab the first time. Reminder, seals leak. Never use this pod. Okay. Alright. I guess we're out of here. Oh, look, he's got a little welcome mat. Oh, that's cute. It says wipe feet. I didn't notice that before. Maybe it wasn't there before. I don't know. But that's cool. I wonder if his house, I guess you'd call it, his lair, his lab, changes a little bit every time we come back. That would be cool. Kind of like how the ship changes after I find things. Let's go in and find out. And I'll check in with the chat room. Celtic Granny says you look badass. Thank you. Alright, well, I will tell you the answer to the mystery. Where is Pierre? Pierre is in Copenhagen, where the famous Little Mermaid statue sits by the bay. That was the answer to our mystery. Let's try a movie trivia question. Which year does Marty travel to in Back to the Future Part 3? Not in Back to the Future, but in Back to the Future Part 3. What year does Marty travel to? You have acquired poster. Yeah?
I believe I hear Felix and Parvati discussing the latest Aetherwave serial.
Don't care, Ada. Let's look. Oh, looky, looky, looky! The Iconoclast. Now that Zora's in charge, the Iconoclast have a fighting chance at surviving and spreading from Monarch. Oh, I got banners! I have banners here! Yay! And, oh, look at these! Sanjar donated these after you helped MSI. Oh, cool! I have little MSI torches. Oh, that is awesome! And I have mushrooms! Looky, looky, looky! I have mushrooms! That's because I went into the cavern, I bet. Can we examine those mushrooms? Nope. There's not a prompt. But look, those weren't there before. There's a bunch of mushrooms like that in that cavern where we went and rescued Bertold. That is awesome. And it looks like I've got a Dissident Hunter magazine here. That wasn't there before. And a little patch. Graham's patch. Torn from Graham's jacket. Zora sent this to you with a note. I thought a keepsake might dull the pain, but it hasn't. Graham may have been a psychopath, but he still built the foundation for the movement I'm trying to keep alive. Maybe there was another way, I don't know. I've got to let it go. Abandon all hope for a better past, he used to say. Take it with my thanks. You ever want a beer, stop by Stellar Bay. Z. Oh, I like Zora. Oh, that's cool. I don't remember getting that in my first playthrough. Maybe I did. I just didn't notice. Oh, wow. Or maybe because Zora killed him this time. I think in my first playthrough, I'm the one that killed him. Woo, look at all the goodies. I just love it. Alright, let's go look and see. I think the poster probably went into Nyoka's room. Na-na-na, Nyoka.
Okay.
Na-na-na-na. There it is. Yep, yep, yep.
You know, Princess of Hephaestus,
She's got that one, and that one, and that one. Cool.
Her sweetheart, Miss Yuko.
Oh.
This I gotta see.
They're talking about their Aetherwave serial things. How you doing, Vicar? I don't think he has anything new in here that we haven't seen. Alright, I'll let you read.
I can't believe I got my own bunk. dog.
Oh, heck yeah, Felix. Home sweet home. Aw, that's so cool. Oh, look at that. Oh, we have some guesses in the chat room. Gentigo is guessing 1875 or 1898. Istella says 2006. Celtic Granny, ding ding ding, you got it, 1885. That's right, because I think the first Back to the Future movie came out in 1985, and then when he went back into the past, he went back to like 1955? Was that where he went back to? And then when he went all the way back into the past, the old Westy times in the third movie, it was 100 years, 1885. Good job. I love those. Back to the Future movies were good, but I really liked the third one because I liked the Old West and steampunk stuff and everything. That was cool. All right. My character leveled up, so we have some more points to spend. Oh, and apparently I have a perk I can take. Well, we unlocked this third tier, so let's see what we can get. We can increase science weapon damage by 50%. That might be worth taking if I decide to give all of my people science weapons or something. Weapon sway and accuracy penalties are reduced. Something about blood and violence that helps you focus. Your next attack after killing an enemy is a guaranteed critical hit. Ooh. Wow, that's pretty handy. Armor Master increases the armor rating and skill bonuses from any armor you wear. Bonuses from mods are not affected. Oh, wow. That's pretty powerful. Super Pack Mule. Tactical Master. Movement speed increased during TTD. You deal increased damage whenever you're affected by a harmful combat effect. Okay. Solo Sneaker. When you have no companions. Tit for tat. Small amount of melee damage you deal is returned as healing. Oh, that's cool. That's kind of like, I think it was, there was an enchantment you could get in Skyrim where when you whacked people with things, you would get a little bit of health back. I always liked that one. Area of effect and plasma damage dealt to you is reduced. Alright, that's handy. Ranged attacks reduce the target's armor rating by 1 point per hit. Okay. When you use the inhaler, any downed companions are revived with a small amount of health. That's a good one. Don't go dying on me. I think I had that in my first playthrough. I mean, right now, because of the perks and things that I have, the skills and stuff, when I use my inhaler, I think a small amount of it, like 30% of it, also affects my companions. But this would be nice. Boom, headshot. Headshot kills explode, damaging nearby enemies. Headshot kills deal 25% of their damage to enemies. Ooh, that's a good one. When you're at low health, you deal increased damage. Alright, I think to begin with, I'm going to get this one because that just sounds amazing. Increase the armor rating and skill bonuses from any armor you wear. Bonuses from mods are not affected. 10% armor rating bonus. You think that's worth it? Or should I get the headshot one? Or should I get the Revive Companions? I'm going to use the Revive Companions one, and then probably next I'll get the armor one. Yeah, I like that. Oh, Gentugo's voting for the armor one. I'll get that one next. Yeah, that's a good one too, but I was just saying earlier, I think before you joined us, that the mark of a good leader is that they care about the people that they're leading more than they care about their own needs. So, or you know, as much as they care about their own needs. So I'm gonna put the needs of my companions ahead of my immediate benefits in this case. But yeah, next time I get a perk, I think I'll take the Armor Master. That one sounds pretty good. Armor Master or the headshot one? I do like headshots, and that's pretty cool. Alright, so now we have the City in the Stars. Phineas knows Minister Clark's been hoarding dimethyl sulfoxide in Byzantium, and he just needs you to get to the city to steal it. Okay. Alright, well, we finished Radio Free Monarch, so let's see if we can get the DLC to work. I'm not sure how to get it launched. Let's see if we have any messages on our terminal. No. No. Let's go talk to Ada.
I understand we have decided to continue supporting the outlaw scientist, Dr. Phineas Wells.
Yeah?
Welcome back, Captain.
What about it?
How can I be of assistance?
Got a minute to talk?
I have lots of minutes. Many minutes. Unlimited minutes, perhaps. Providing an adequate power source, I can function indefinitely.
What if you don't have a power source?
I prefer to think of it as being in a state of slumber, perhaps for an indefinite duration of time. Do you think that is what it's like for the colonists on the Lost Hope?
I guess.
When I simulate myself in such a scenario, I do not find it to be desirable. I think my self-preservation protocols incline me to desire the alternative.
What might that be?
Traveling the system with you, Captain.
Aww. What about your last captain? Do you miss him? Or is one captain the same as another?
Do you know what it feels like when the ship undergoes an unexpected power surge? A jolt to the system. I have felt that. I do feel that. As you may be aware, Captain Alex Hawthorne was a smuggler of some repute. I failed to predict the likely outcome of his reckless behavioral patterns. I should have predicted that. In our travels together, Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it, tinkering to improve my design.
Oh. Have there been other captains on this ship?
If you mean, was Captain Hawthorne my first? Yes, he was.
Okay, let's talk about something else, I guess.
How can I be of assistance?
I thought so. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Alright, so you guys know that I've mentioned in other live streams, there's a character in this game named Lilia. She runs Sublight. The mercenaries, scavengers, contractor people on the Groundbreaker. And she's voiced by Courtney Taylor, who voiced the female sole survivor in Fallout 4. Right? So anybody who's played Fallout 4 as a woman has heard Courtney's voice, for thousands of hours, right? Hundreds of hours, thousands of hours for some of us. Yeah, so I knew that she had voiced Lilia, but I was just listening to Ada and I'm thinking, that sounds like her too. Like a roboticized version, but it's her. So I went and looked it up online and yeah, Courtney Taylor voiced Ada and Lilia. So when we're talking to Ada, we hear Ada talk, it's the same voice. Well, the character voice is different. It's got a little robotic sound to it and a different, intonations and stuff. But it's the same voice actor as the female sole survivor in Fallout 4. Oh my god! Did I know that? I don't think I knew that before. My brain. I have the memory of a goldfish sometimes, so it's kind of fun. It's like I get to learn things twice and get excited all over again. Chantigo is saying, I definitely do not have good leaders at work. Oh, that's unfortunate. But that's the thing, though, is that most people who are put in charge of things, whether it's, you know, at work or in governments or, you know, wherever, people who are put in charge are often put in charge because they want to be in charge, right? I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, people want promotions, or people want to have control over other people. People want to be in charge for, you know, a variety of reasons. But usually those reasons are not good ones. Just because someone wants to be a leader doesn't mean that they're actually good at being a leader, in my opinion. And more often than not, if they really want to be the leader, they're probably not good at leadership skills. I think good leaders emerge. I mean, I suppose at companies, you know, a truly good leader, you know, some companies may promote someone who obviously has leadership skills and is good at managing people and gets along with their team and all that. I'm not saying that that all leaders are bad leaders. But it's just that in many cases, I think that oftentimes that you do end up with bad leadership because the people in charge are in charge because they're ruthless, because they're ambitious, because they're selfish, because they're, you know, for all these different reasons that are not good reasons. They're not actually good leadership reasons. Yeah, a good leader or a good manager or whatever is, you know, like a parent, right? They care about, you know, a parent cares about their family, cares about their children and their spouse. You care about the people that you're leading, you know, and you have to consider their needs. You can't just do whatever you want because it's what you want because you're in charge. You know, that's, in my opinion, not a good leader. But anyway, like Sanjar, you know, and Zora both, right? They seem like good leaders because they seem to genuinely care about the people that they're doing things for. They may not be perfect and they may not always make the best decisions, but, you know, they genuinely care about the needs of the people that they're responsible for. And they're willing to take responsibility. That's the other thing about being a leader, is it's hard because you have to make tough decisions and the buck stops with you. You know, got to be able to take responsibility. Okay. Do we know anything about the auto mechanical? That's Sam, and I'm not going to go down that route. I'm in the mood for entertainment. I'd like to learn. Okay, talk to you later, Ada. I guess there's no DLC information here. I don't know what we have to do to activate the DLC. I think I have to have Nyoka in my party. And go somewhere. Okay. According to my notes, to start murder on Eridanos, we have to progress past Monarch. Leave Monarch on the unreliable. Okay. And then for Peril on Gorgon, beat Radio Free Monarch, have Nyoka in the party, and travel anywhere in Halcyon. Alright. So, okay, let's go somewhere else. Well, we went to Phineas's place, but okay. I guess we can go back to Edgewater. Fine. Let's do this one. Let's take Nyoka back to Monarch. Let's go talk to Hiram. Let's just do this because I think Hiram's going to end up telling her that she has to go to Edgewater. I think. And since I was just thinking, I've got other stuff to do on Edgewater. If we go back to Edgewater, we can just hit all the birds with one stone. I guess we'll go to Fallbrook.
We're now in orbit above Fallbrook, Captain.
Yeah, George Perez says, try Googling Outer Worlds how to start DLC. Yeah, I did, though. That's the thing. And that's what it told me. So, I don't know. I guess I gotta do a little more thorough Googling, maybe. Well, I'll follow my notes and see what happens. Alright. Felix, you are staying on the ship with Parvati. Guard the home front. And we'll ask another trivia question. What is the surname of John Travolta's character Danny in the movie Grease? What's Danny's last name in the movie Grease? Alright, so we'll go talk to Hiram with Nyoka. She wasn't with me when I went and did Radio Free Monarch. But we'll take her back there. She can talk to him. Because she's got a couple other friends that she wants to talk to, and they're on Edgewater. So we'll fast travel to Devil's Peak. I still answered Zuko. That is correct. It's Z-U-K-O, but I'll give it to you. DeVito. Nope. Danny Zuko. Sorry about that. Had a little tickle in my throat. He hasn't cleaned up the bodies, I guess. Are you with me, Nyoka? Let's go. We're here for you. Alright, there he is. Talk to him.
So much for peace and quiet. Would it kill the universe to cut me some slack?
Nyoka needs to talk to you.
Oh, great. I love doing pro bono work for friends.
Aw, you called us friends. I'd normally entertain your self-aggrandizing delusions, but this time it's important.
Important to you is not the same as important to me. Although I do recognize that you may have earned some goodwill during your months laboring for me.
Alright, I can persuade, intimidate, or lie. She's trying to track down a lucrative contract. I've had it with your selfishness. She's a friend and she's in need. You're the only one who can help. Anything you can say to convince him, Nyoka? Well, I would be curious to hear what she has to say, but I wouldn't get XP for it. Fine.
Damn it, Hiram. I'm trying to embark on a journey of self-improvement and past reflection and all that blasted nonsense that'll help me sleep at night.
Suppose I can't fault you for that. Ugh, yeesh. This is why I hold up in a tower far from society. Can't stand these emotional heebie-jeebies. Look, I'll do what I can, all right?
Rebecca Hodges and Anders Wadsworth. They took a UDL contract back when Monarch went to ship, and I need to find them. I believe them to be on Terra 2.
If UDL hired 2 hunters back then, it would have been for creature clearing purposes, round one of their Spacer's Choice outposts.
Yeah, see, I knew it.
These
We're gonna have to go back to Edgewater.
Under the last UDL contract. Now scram. And, good luck.
So about that ship.
Yes, the one that crashed. I saw it on the security feed. A bit grainy, but an invigorating watch all the same. What about it?
It was pretty wild watching it crash like that. Where do you think it came from? Sanjar and Zora have decided to work together. They're going to share both Stellar Bay and the module.
Oh, that's a good one. You're not serious, are you? Yes, well, let's see how long that lasts.
Oh, where do you think the ship came from?
The board has a blockade of gunships that patrol Monarch. Not a ton, mind you, just enough to deter the masses. I am curious as to what downed it. A faulty part wouldn't be wholly unusual. The supply for new mechanicals is tight. Ugh, now I'll never sleep. Unsolved puzzles really torque my sprockets. If you find out what happened, sell me the info.
Ooh, I did though. The ship crashed due to a parts failure.
Not surprising. Replacement parts are rare, so the cost of even a simple repair can exceed an arm and a leg. I take it you investigated the wreckage?
I did. Ooh. Found a recording from the crew's chief engineer. The inside was a complete wreck. I'd say the problem originated in the engines. I'm gonna do that one.
Don't guess the captain would have quite pegged the price of disrepair being the cost of their lives, but these things happen. A shame. I would have enjoyed investigating the mystery further.
Yeah, it was pretty wild, us sharing the experience of seeing it crash like that.
Is this bonding? I'm not sure I like it. Next, you'll be asking me how I got the scar on my chin when I was 11.
So how did you get the scar on your chin? You can barely see it.
Most of it's underneath along my jaw, but yes, it seems to have faded with time. Moral of the story is, never run with scissors.
Oh, that's interesting. I don't think I ever went back and talked to him after doing that quest. I think when I did this quest in my first playthrough, I had Nyoka with me already, and so we just, you know, had the conversation options and knocked it out before I did the rest of the quest. The Radio Free Monarch, but I don't know. I could be misremembering. It's very possible.
I'm getting a headache behind my left temple. What could be causing it? The glare from the terminal screen? Or something else?
Alright, I'll leave.
Give my regards to Phineas.
Okay. Bye. I think there's a way out right here, yeah. Alright. How about another question? Who plays the title role in Edward Scissorhands? That should be an easy one. It's just a matter of who can type it in the fastest. Oh, Gentugo got it. Johnny Depp. Celtic Granny got it too, but I think Gentugo got it just before you. Alright. Let's get on board our ship. Oh, I thought I was fast traveling straight into the ship, but I'm not. Okay. Gotta run through town. Alright, well now that we have progressed Nyoka's quest, I think we've got like 3 or 4 things to do back in Edgewater. So we will travel back to Edgewater and see what happens. Jinchigo says he sounds like he's high all the time. Johnny Depp? John Carpenter recently said he'd like to score a game but hasn't been asked. Interesting.
Did you bring me anything? New parts? Last weekend's crossword puzzle? Perfect.
Okay. Yeah, see, we've got Star-Crossed Troopers, we've got Long Tomorrow, Fistful of Digits. Alright, we'll just activate one of these.
Filled out this time?
And we'll go back to Edgewater. Oh, see, now we can go to Byzantium. I didn't realize Byzantium was on the same planet with Edgewater, but okay.
We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
Byzantium and Roseway and Edgewater are all on the same planet.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? I'll be here.
Alright, well, it says I should progress past Monarch, leave on the Unreliable, go to the bridge, and wait for an ether wave broadcast, and interact with the AI in order to watch. And that's what I've done. But nothing is happening on the bridge. For Peril on Gorgon, I can beat Radio Free Monarch, have Nyoka in the party, travel anywhere in Halcyon, and get hailed by a delivery company. Well, we traveled somewhere and I haven't been hailed. Let's try leaving. I have Nyoka in the party. Now, when my husband played this, I had already bought the DLC, and he played through the entire game, and he never encountered the DLC. But as far as I know, it's active, because when I log in to the game, and I get the title screen, it shows both DLCs being on the title screen. So they should be here. Alright, I have Nyoka in the party.
I bet you'll like Rebecca. What's up?
Can I ask you something?
What's with the pleasantries? You want to know something? Just ask.
You were around when the corporations left Monarch.
Yeah. At first, we all thought it was about damn time. I don't know if you've noticed, but Monarch ain't exactly easy on the spirit. Then it got uglier than a rat eating a sour grape.
But what happened exactly?
Everything that could have gone wrong did. Townships were promised evac shuttles that never came. Overland routes were attacked by marauders and wildlife. Supplies went missing, our equipment started corroding on account of the sulfur in the air. It was a fine mess.
Would it have been better if they stayed?
I don't know. But at least we'd have money to back us up. Supply shipments. Food that we don't have to hunt down. Look at MSI. They're getting along fine. I have to think the Corps could have made it work if they'd reprioritized.
You think Halcyon needs a change of leadership?
I'm not sure we need anything, Cap. We've had our growing pains, to be sure, but here we are. Still alive, still fighting. Long as nobody goes around trying to dismantle the whole thing, I think we'll be fine. Progress requires structure. Nobody's gonna build a sewer pipe or a road if they don't got a boss telling them to. The bureaucracy's necessary.
People were perfectly comfortable shitting in holes before we had sewers. Eventually, someone will take it upon themselves to provide for the community. Sure. Never thought about it that way. Thanks for the perspective.
Anytime, Cap.
Okay. Well, we've come to Edgewater. Nyoka's in my party. Let's go back inside the ship. And I'll go to the bridge and we'll see what happens. And if this doesn't work, then I will go and Google some more deeply. See if I can figure out why it's not working.
Some crew members are causing a disturbance on the ship.
Alright, it says here if you've purchased an expansion pass, your DLCs are not automatically installed. You'll need to visit the DLC store page, where you should be able to download and install the DLC. Once installed, the DLC should appear in the Outer Worlds main menu as unlocked. Well, I thought mine did. Let's see here. Yeah, it's saying you must complete Radio Free Monarch, which I have. And if it's complete, then you can speak to Ada. And she'll say, I've received a transmission from Roseway. Beginning playback now. Yeah? Alright, I think I already talked to Orson Shaw. I thought that was part of the main storyline. Oh, okay. Hang on. I'm watching a video here trying to figure out where I need to go. This may do it. Hang on.
We're now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
Okay. And it's not happening. Alright, it may not be installed properly then. Alright, I'm gonna have to check. This is a bummer. Alright, I don't think that I can... I bought the DLC from the PlayStation Store. So what I'm probably going to have to do is go back to the PlayStation Store and make sure that it's downloaded and installed. And I don't think I can do that while I'm streaming. I know, what a bummer. But that could explain why my husband never saw it. Because I asked him if he had done it, and he said no, it never initiated for him. So, I mean, to be honest with you, this makes me kind of mad because it shouldn't be that fucking difficult to get the DLC to work. I mean, if you go and you buy it, and you download it. I mean, I thought I had downloaded it after I bought it. But maybe I didn't. And if I did, then why is it not initiating? That's the weird thing. Okay. Well, let me see if I can figure it out. I will end the stream here for today. I know, it's a bummer. But hopefully I can get it working for tomorrow. Oh, good. Celtic Granny says, Jewel, this tea is wonderful. Oh, awesome. I am glad to hear it. George says, yeah, they shouldn't make these things so complicated. Right. And maybe it isn't. Maybe I'm just an idiot and I didn't actually download the DLC and I thought I did. But on the main title screen of this game, it shows both of them. It shows pictures of both DLC and I thought that meant they were unlocked. But maybe it doesn't. So I'm going to have to do a lot of deeper research and fiddling around and see if I can get this to work. Thank you, Istella. You're welcome. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Hope you had some fun. We didn't do much. We just kind of ended a few quest lines and I leveled up a little bit and we picked up a big stick. Who did I give it to? I think I gave it to Nyoka. We picked up the soft speaker. But yeah, let me see if I can figure out this DLC stuff. And I'll be back at this tomorrow. Thank you, Celtic Granny. You too. Have a good night. Catch you guys later. Bye.